I'm definitely saying it. If there is going to be a reaction, there is going to be a reaction. But, of course, you gotta know where it comes from, right? This is where it comes from. This is the QR code that I'm gonna be watching the video from. Okay? Basically, if you want to actually check out the address bar yourself down there, you can, but hey, I'm not gonna show it to you again. Just that I just want to make sure that, yeah. Anyway, I am just going to get it out there so that you guys have an idea of where we're going with this. Okay, I am just going to make sure. Get this out there. Okay, so the video is called "They Sued Ryan Reynolds for Deadpool and Wolverine." This is from Emergency Awesome. You know what? I am going to subscribe to you because I'm going to be reacting to your content. Every single one of your notifications. Hopefully, it becomes something. I don't know what this is about, but if this is about the film being called into question and then Ryan Reynolds becomes the one who's fingered, let me just tell you, I don't think the guy did anything wrong. He just made sure that this collaboration between Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds actually did happen. This has been a long time coming. All right? Now let's see what the hell is going on with this one. Oh, wait. Give me a sec here. I muted the thing, so basically, yeah, right there. Now we're good. Now we're good. Let's go.
I'm the best service at what I do. And what I do.
You got it. Go ahead.
I'm the best service at what I do. But what I do isn't very nice.
Cut, you got it. Yeah.
Good. Great.
Okay. Is he reading from that placard? What the hell?
Well, Brando was kind of an innovator.
Genius.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Ryan Reynolds is in the news again for Deadpool, and this time it has nothing to do with Deadpool 4 or why Thor was crying or Deadpool and Wolverine showing up in Avengers 5, the typical reasons you would expect Deadpool and Marvel to be in the news. It's because Ryan Reynolds just got added to a $400 million lawsuit because of, get this, jokes that he made during Deadpool and Wolverine. That's right, someone is trying to sue Ryan Reynolds for being too funny.
Exactly! Nobody who is too ingrained within social circles likes to actually humor the humor. To let the humor enter their lives, to make sure that it is real for them. What they experience is something that's not real. Basically, the quality of comedy is getting so unbelievably mediocre to the point that you gotta be in a certain social circle to understand the comedian. But at the same time, if you are a proper viewer of comedy, you've got to look at every angle instead of sticking to your own social circle, to your own social circle, the same social circle that you are most aligned to. Because if you don't look at this in other angles, you are missing out entirely, and you are just following the whims of your own social bias. You gotta stop always following the whims of your own social bias. It is not healthy.
It's as ridiculous as it sounds, like we are living in the dumbest timeline. Thanos was right. I am sure Ryan Reynolds feels honored that someone got so offended that they felt like they needed to sue him for $400 million, so we'll break it all down. Each part of the lawsuit sounds more ridiculous than the last. I'll also explain what's going to happen as a result of the lawsuit. You don't need to be an actual lawyer or a genius to know how something like this is going to go, because this happens in Hollywood all the time. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. This new lawsuit you may have seen recently, according to THR, Variety, Deadline, The Hollywood Trades, is Justin Baldoni trying to sue Ryan Reynolds and his wife Blake Lively over what he's alleging is a tactical smear campaign to defame him involving Deadpool and Wolverine.
Really?
$1 million.
Really?
You actually need to read the entire lawsuit to understand how this escalated to a $400 million lawsuit, or how Ryan Reynolds, Marvel, and Deadpool and Wolverine got roped into it. But the TLDR is that his wife Blake Lively made a movie with Justin Baldoni called This Ends With Us. I'm not going to watch it, and you can't make me watch it. It released right after Deadpool and Wolverine came out in theaters. Ryan Reynolds mentioned it using the Deadpool character and Deadpool and Wolverine promos to try and hype it up to help their movie at the box office too. Like, he wanted to help his wife's movie out, of course. And they also tried to use some of Blake Lively's Lady Deadpool to help promote that movie too. Like, yeah, see her in Deadpool and Wolverine, and then go see her in her other movie. His wife, Blake Lively, played Lady Deadpool from the comics. It was one of the leaders of the Deadpool Corps during the movie.
Oh,
She
yeah.
wasn't actually on set for the filming of Deadpool and Wolverine. She just did the actual voiceover, but the character was modeled after her. Rob Liefeld told a big story about how long ago, like long before Ryan Reynolds ever met and got married to her, long before Ryan Reynolds ever starred in Wolverine Origins as that original version of Deadpool, he actually came up with the idea that Blake Lively should be a version of Lady Deadpool when she was still doing the Gossip Girl show, because of all things, Rob Liefeld and his wife in real life are huge stans of Gossip Girl. This was way back in the early 2000s, so he created the Lady Deadpool character modeled after Blake Lively's character in Gossip Girl. Then a couple years later, Ryan Reynolds becomes that original version of Deadpool in Wolverine Origins. He does the Green Lantern movie, meets her on that, they get married, then he goes on to make the good
You know, if you actually make sure that your own career as an actor actually clicks with an actress, and that your projects that are becoming really just complementary to each other really click, and then the actual actress couple actually clicks because of those things, and they get married, it should be celebrated. It should be absolutely celebrated. But what is happening right now? It's like they're denying happiness exists. They're denying success. They're denying happiness in the success. They're denying it. I really, really fucking hate this. I really do. Oh my god. All they just have to do is shut up and let the professionals do the work. The ones who are bringing this lawsuit, 400 million American, really. This is bullshit, completely ridiculous.
Deadpool movies, and eventually she does star as the live-action version of Lady Deadpool. Fulfilling the prophecy. This is also one of the reasons why Deadpool makes the Gossip Girl joke at the beginning of Deadpool and Wolverine.
There are 206 bones in the human body. 207 if I'm watching Gossip Girl.
While Ryan
Oh my god.
were making Deadpool and Wolverine, she was making her movie with Justin Baldoni, and while they were making their movie, allegedly things got really bad between the two of them, and the TLDR is that he was a dick to her and she got super pissed. The reason why it escalated to a $400 million lawsuit is because they got so catty after the fact, he hired a PR firm to do a smear campaign.
All right. If you are an actor and you cannot work well with other actors or actresses, maybe it's best you look at yourself, see what you need to adjust. If you don't see yourself as the problem when you are the actual problem, then that means you are not even listening maybe to your own friends, maybe to actual people who do listen to your problems. If you are an actor or an actress, let other people in so that they can understand your situation, so that they can say something. Do that especially for your friends. If you have friends who can trust you for all the years that they know you, let them in, let them evaluate you, let them see who you are, have them give advice to you if even that's possible, and then try to be as forthcoming with your own problems with other people you work with. Try to be very forthcoming. Do that, and you'll have a healthy relationship with any colleague in Hollywood. But what is happening here? You're stuck in your own ego. Who the fuck is this Baldoni guy? Seriously, I don't even... Okay. Seriously. $400 million. How in the literal fuck did it get to that figure?
Campaign against her to make himself look better, got outed for it, then she threatened a lawsuit against him for that, then he filed a countersuit because of that. The reason why Ryan Reynolds and Marvel got roped into it in the first place is because Justin Baldoni is now arguing that both she and Ryan Reynolds ran a specific smear campaign against him using jokes during the Deadpool and Wolverine movie to do it. Particularly...
Those are only jokes! They're absolutely only jokes. First of all, you're the problem, Baldoni. You don't even know that. Take a fucking break and touch some grass, dude.
The Nice Pool character, he's claiming that Ryan Reynolds wrote the Nice Pool character to specifically be a parody of him, Justin Baldoni, and because Deadpool and Wolverine made so much money, got seen by the entire world, that is why he's trying to use this as part of his big lawsuit.
We started off with Nice Pool, which was Ryan's alter ego. That's the first thing that we worked on.
Now, when I originally saw the movie, I did all my Easter egg videos, deleted scenes, behind the scenes breakdowns of how they actually made the movie, all very cool. Nobody attached to the movie, none of the actors, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, anybody, even the lesser actors, characters, the crew members, ever mentioned Justin Baldoni's name or even Blake Lively's movie that this is all based on.
Because that is how worthless he is. He doesn't even know he is that worthless. And for being a dick, he doesn't even know how to even define himself, either as a dick or not. But if people start calling him a dick and he ignores it, he doesn't improve himself, of course he's going to continue to be a dick. And he is a dick. And he keeps being a dick by actually putting the lawsuit forward in the first place. Absolutely, entirely unnecessary, but he did it.
Most of us assume, myself included, that he was just meant to be a generic douchebag parody of Ryan Reynolds himself, like he was mostly making fun of himself. And it was just a continuation of the jokes that he...
Stop! Baldoni, stop looking into the... Oh my god. This guy...
started making on himself in the first Deadpool movie, like calling himself God's perfect idiot. This is why he was hyping up the movie, basically clowning on him, Hugh Jackman in real life, as well as Marvel and Fox.
We're mostly going to beat each other senseless, make enemies with Disney, tell a few dick jokes, make a few jokes at my expense, make a lot of jokes at Hugh's expense, and completely sidestep Marvel's mandated after-credit sequence, which, if you haven't figured it out yet, is always just a commercial for another movie, which will invariably end with a commercial for another movie.
Seems very clear that he intended the movie to mostly poke fun at himself, Hugh Jackman, Marvel, Fox, those kinds of things. But just last week, a random Twitter user who kind of seems like a huge stan of Justin Baldoni's and really hates Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for some reason, posted this thread calling out all of Ryan Reynolds' Nice Pool references in the movie, and you can decide whether or not you believe this, but the user is trying to argue that each of the specific jokes are targeted smears against Justin Baldoni. First, he's trying to say the man bun look is based on Justin Baldoni's hair in real life. Then there's the joke where Deadpool gets pissed at Nice Pool for commenting on Blake Lively's figure, like Lady Deadpool just having a baby and looking amazing, which allegedly Justin Baldoni did to Blake Lively on the set of their movie while they were making it, and it's one of the reasons why Blake Lively was pissed at him.
Yeah, the commentary. If you're working with... Respect the spaces, respect the boundaries, and you will be fine if you're working with others, especially in the acting industry. But of course, you think you're the Hollywood baby that you can actually make comments like that. That is you being absolutely unhinged. And that is you completely being rude, Baldoni. That is you actually not seeing that you're a jackass.
Deadpool in the movie then calls Nicepool, telling him you're not supposed to say that, and they're trying to argue that that was meant to be commentary on Justin Baldoni doing that to Blake Lively in real life. Later in the movie, Deadpool makes a joke at Cassandra Nova about asking for her intimacy coordinator, and that's supposed to be another joke about what happened on the set of Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's movie. Then there's a deleted scene where Nicepool tries to say that he's going to monetize the women's movement using a podcast, like Justin Baldoni's podcast in real life.
I'd be fighting alongside them, but my calling is to one day host a podcast that monetizes the women's movement. Hey, cowboy, my eyes are up here. I know it's tempting. I look at it too sometimes.
In real life, he does actually have a podcast that's based on stuff like that. Later, they use Nicepool for a joke about opening up about trauma and turning faith and spirituality into healing, which is something that Justin Baldoni has openly discussed in his podcast and interviews. Then they're trying to argue the hilarious takedown of Nicepool at the end of the movie, his actual death scene, is meant to be a metaphor for Blake Lively actually killing Justin Baldoni, because if he's meant to be a parody against her, Blake Lively is also playing Lady Deadpool, and she's the one to actually shoot and kill him. In the credits for the movie, Gordon Reynolds, who's like the fake in-universe twin of Ryan Reynolds that he's parodied in previous movies that he's done, is credited as playing the Nicepool character. But also in the credits for Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's movie, they put Gordon Reynolds in the credits. I think that's actually because Ryan Reynolds helped them with a little bit on the script, and there's a bit of a joke on that. But whoever this is that's trying to support Justin Baldoni is trying to add it to all these different parodies and connections, this conspiracy against him in Deadpool and Wolverine. Personally, I think this person who posted all these is directly connected to him or his lawyers read this and tried to use it.
This is a simp for the guy. This is a simp for the guy who has the ego. And this simp is also the one who has the ego. So I'm not surprised if the one who posted that thread is actually in the same camp as Baldoni. Same camp as Baldoni's legal team as well as the fan base. Well, how big is the fan base? I'm sure they're making a lot of impacts in social media just because they're not important enough. So, where's the importance right there, bruh?
To add Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool Wolverine Marvel to their lawsuit. Now they're ordering Marvel to turn over all the materials relating to the development of the movie to try and prove their case. Whether or not you think it's true, it sounds completely ridiculous. But I can already tell you how this is going to end. Yes, it won't end well for him, Justin Baldoni, but you don't actually need to be a lawyer to understand how stuff like this is going to go, because it always goes the same way. This isn't even close to being anything like what happened with Jonathan Majors' lawsuit or even with Johnny Depp's lawsuit.
Yeah, these two definitely have monumental. There were monumental consequences against them when they were actually going through the trials. Basically, Johnny Depp actually had a fucking big win, thank goodness. But he no longer worked as his usual characters. As for Jonathan Majors, I still have mixed feelings for Jonathan Majors, whether he did those things or not. But if it is within his personality to do an assault like that, why is it that there are still inconsistencies within the story of the one who's charging him in the first place? Scrutinize every inconsistency so that the truth comes out. I think that's square. I think that's square for everyone, yeah?
It's not even close to that kind of stuff. Those are two examples of situations where they did actually go to trial. Most likely what's going to happen in this case with Ryan Reynolds, and the reason why you haven't heard him say anything about it, is because everybody is just going to settle the case before it actually goes to trial, and they'll just never speak of it again or speak to each other again. The main reason why Ryan Reynolds and Marvel are in the clear on this and why they're not really worried about getting sued is even if Nicepool is an actual big joke clowning on Justin Baldoni, like even if all those claims are true.
Guilty on all charges!
Both Ryan Reynolds and Marvel are protected under First Amendment laws in the United States, which permit parodies of things and people, so they can make all the jokes on Justin Baldoni that they want, and they don't have to worry about getting sued. nobody should be able to sue Ryan Reynolds for any of the jokes he makes during Deadpool and Wolverine is the reason just in general that comedians are able to exist in the world. Also why Ryan Reynolds doesn't get sued by DC and Warner Brothers all the time for all the DC movie jokes that he makes now.
Who did this?
The DC lawyers, I knew it.
That's one f***ing ugly sweater.
Yeah, it's probably the same guy that got Cavill and that other Batman. Let's ride.
Next actual place we're going to see the Deadpool and Wolverine characters is supposed to be Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. Supposedly Marvel's going to try and put them in as many things as possible now. Till they're 90. They could also cameo in some other movies too the next couple of years. Ryan Reynolds specifically said he currently has no plans to actually make Deadpool 4, but that he will continue to be Deadpool for the foreseeable future till he's 90 in other Marvel movies, do big crossovers till the end of time basically, the heat death of the universe. And if he does make Deadpool 4, like I think they'll eventually make another Deadpool movie, it probably won't be for at least like another 6 years, maybe longer. But there will be a lot more Deadpool in the future of Marvel just in general. There's a bunch of other big stuff coming up. We have the Super Bowl in a couple weeks. There'll be a ton of trailers, including a lot of Marvel trailers. We're supposed to get another big Fantastic Four trailer. We had a bunch of...
Basically, Baldoni, what you're doing will not stop Ryan Reynolds, okay? Move on with your life, touch grass, and understand that your egotistical bullshittery will not stand, okay?
Spider-Man episodes starting soon. I'll be doing videos for week to week. And we just got that new Daredevil Born Again trailer. Everybody click here for that, and click here for all those Deadpool and Wolverine deleted scenes and alternate endings. Thank you so much for watching in maximum effort.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Emergency Awesome. And let me just say this, okay? Let me just be very, very clear about this. If Ryan Reynolds really did do a smear campaign, why isn't it that everyone else who had some sense actually would see it? Because that remark does not make sense. A smear campaign? Only one and a couple in a fan base are calling it, but not everyone else. Sorry, man. Baldoni, majority wins. You're not going to get anywhere. That lawsuit will get thrown out. Either that will get thrown out or there will not be enough substance for you. So unfortunately, you're out of options. You don't have anything. You don't have a lot. You don't have a lot to offer on the table here. Baldoni, you are dead in the water, man. You're absolutely dead in the water. Sorry, but that's absolutely true. I really just pity you, man. I really do.